All right, let's see the next guy on the list. Very different player than Dennis Rodman. Not known for his defense, instead known for his scoring. Number 46, Dominique Wilkins.
Number 46, Dominique Wilkins.
So Dominique Wilkins is one-time first-team All-NBA, four-time second-team All-NBA, two-time third-team All-NBA. His honors are as follows. He was a scoring champion. For his career, he's 25 points per game. For a decade, he averaged 28 points per game. He's 14th on the all-time scoring list. He finished runner-up in the 1986 MVP voting, and he has two other top fives. Now, the knock on Dominique, never made round 3. However, you've got to look at who knocked him out. He got knocked out twice by Milwaukee, and I promise you, you're about to be introduced to a player on that Milwaukee team that gets forgotten to history, but it was that Milwaukee team had Sidney Moncrief and Marcus Johnson. The Hawks were underdogs in both the series they lost to them. They beat them once, but lost them twice. Who else did they lose to? Well, they lost to Boston 3 times. Was Dominique supposed to beat Bird, Mikhail Perry? No, he wasn't. Lost to him 3 times. Lost to Detroit twice. Was he supposed to beat those Pistons? He wasn't. Then in the 90s, when he was still relevant, guess who beat him in the 90s? The Bulls and Shaq's Magic. So you look at who was knocking a Dominique out. You want to crush him for not beating Milwaukee. I'd rather just give those Milwaukee players credit, which we're going to do shortly. But he was outgunned, consistently outgunned. However, he did have a chance. 1988 was his chance. The Celtics were on their last legs. Now, I don't think they could have ever beaten that Pistons team. But in round 2, 1988, epic series against Boston. They're up 3-2 on Boston, trying to send Boston home. Game 6, Dominique goes 35, 10, and 4. And they lose by 2. Okay, so now Game 7 against Boston again. Game 7, this is your moment, Dominique. How are you going to respond? At the Boston Garden, Game 7, Dominique had 47 points. And they lost by 2 again. I'm just not holding it against him. He averaged 31 for the series. But it's Bird, Mikhail Parrish on their last legs. So I'm not holding against Dominique that he was not able to get past teams that were just clearly and obviously more talented than him. Now, if he had more playoff success, he skyrockets up this list. I think a lot of people would argue that Dominique in a vacuum was better than Clyde Drexler. But Clyde Drexler went to 3 finals, 2 as the best player, and won a title as the second best guy. So that part has to matter. But it can't be all that matters. Now, go ahead. What's caller? I don't know who you are, but you're on live talking about Dominique Wilkins.
Nick, obviously you're really thorough and you care a lot about rules and order when you put things together. You take these lists seriously. So for all the time we've spent on this, I don't remember any of the qualifications being pointless victories in dunk contests 30 years ago. For some reason, I don't recall that on the checklist. So Dominique, seriously?
Okay, so I know this caller, by the way, and I don't know if we have the ability to at some point put up a shot of his shot. Demaze, I don't know if you noticed what I noticed there, but that's Gabe, and Gabe's got a very, a palatial beach estate. He could have taken that video anywhere he wanted to. Do I think it's a coincidence or, a happy accident that he took that video in front of not only a liquor cabinet, but a liquor cabinet that is prominently featuring 2 $200 bottles of Clase Azul tequila? I see you, Gabe. Also, yeah, look at that. That's not 1, that's 2. That's a good $3,000 worth of liquor just behind him. So that was a little distracting, but I understand Gabe trying to, he's trying to pocket shame all the other callers. I understand. But Dominique, this is one of those things where the legend of that dunk contest overshadows how good he was. Again, 25 points per game for his career, number 14 on the all-time scoring list, and 28 points per game for a decade, and then loved basketball so much, my man went to Greece and was getting buckets when he was damn near 40. That doesn't really help you on this list, but it's relevant to me. So I think Dominique, when you ask guys who played against him, he was a dominant scorer. And so he's just barely ahead of Carmelo, dominant scorer of his era. I think Dominique was a touch better. And while Carmelo did make a conference finals, Dominique never did. Carmelo never had a game like in the playoffs like Dominique did. The 47 in Game 7 in the Garden. Again, you're up 3-2 on Boston. You have a chance to finally exorcise those demons. You go 35-10-4 in Game 6 and you lose by 2. And then you score 47 out-dueling Bird and you lose by 2 again. I'm not holding that against you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.